Today marks 366 days share lessons to learn and continue to learn with you. I hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about a very simple but tremendously powerful topic. It could change everything. And that topic is knowing yourself. So benefits of knowing yourself. Today let's speak why it's so important. Why it's so important to know yourself. And why it's so important to really invest your time to know yourself. I think that so many times we want to hustle, work, take action, but we do not invest in the most important thing, knowing ourselves. So today we'll share seven things that that are important and improves when we know ourselves better. So number one, when you know yourself, your values, your priorities, long-term goals, your vision, your purpose, your meaning, and you become much clearer. You have a clarity. At that moment, you're able to make better decisions. So clarity in decision making. When you know yourself, it's so much easier to make decision because even like small decisions of should I keep a job or should I not? That means that when you don't know yourself, it's a very hard decision. But when you know yourself, that means like, does this job, does this business, does this path align who I want to be, who I want to become, or not? So the questions are changed. Rather, should I do it? Now, is that aligning with my path, with my vision, with my aspirations, with my long-term goals? So that means you compare now your that's the decision with yourself, with your values, beliefs, aspirations, rather than just randomly just choosing yes or no and trying to figure out, writing logic and those good things and bad things about the idiom. But when you really compare alignment, I think is much, much, much better decision making process. Number two, self awareness is recognizing your emotional patterns. That means emotional mastery, because sometimes we feel that like maybe I'm angry, but in reality, maybe I'm not angry. Maybe I'm overwhelmed by all the things that is showing up into my life right now. And the things that you do to when you're angry and the things that you do when you're overwhelmed might be totally different. Maybe you are, like I said, like maybe you are hungry. Maybe you are frustrated. Maybe you are angry. Maybe you are disappointed. So being able to understand what is actually going on will dictate what kind of things you need to do. Because different emotions lead to different actions. Maybe you said, "Okay, I'm sad," but you're not sad. You're frustrated. Maybe you're not sad, but you are overwhelmed. So maybe you are able to sit down and really write down all the things on the paper, understand what you need to do action by action. So that means knowing what kind of emotion you feel will allow to really change things because you are better in changing the things that you know. Because if you're doing one action, but if that action is not helping you because you're just not feeling the emotion that you actually thought you're feeling. So emotional mastery, emotional regulation, sometimes it's just starting to know your emotion patterns, your triggers, and again that leads to understanding yourself. And the better you understand yourself, the more emotional regulation you have. And the more emotional regulation you have, the better you're able to pursue big vision. Number three is authenticity and confidence. And confidence doesn't come from pretending. It comes from congruence. And I think that we need to really understand that we need to stop seeking external validation and start seeking internal validation. And external validation is coming when you're authentic. And that authenticity gives confidence. I really love first time when I heard it from Mike Tyson said that if you are friend to everybody, that means you're enemy to yourself. If you friend to everybody, you're an enemy to yourself because you're not able to be friend to everybody. That means you're not authentic. If you friend to everybody, because you say changing your skin in that case. So that means you need to understand that we need to not be afraid to be influenced and misunderstood by other people because we understand ourselves. We understand ourselves. This is a beautiful thing that we're able to understand ourselves and we do not need to be understood by other people. I think that sometimes when you do not understand ourselves, we start to thing that we need to be understood by others. Number four is resilience and mental strength. Self knowledge gives you grounded center because life will send a lot of storms to every single person, and we need to really have that rooted ground. And resilience and mental strength is from self knowledge, understanding yourself. When you know yourself, you have that core, very strong foundation, and that core foundation allows you to go through storms, through adversity, through disappointments, because you know what matters, what doesn't. And you really keep pushing on the things that matter, and you release, let go of the things that doesn't matter, because there's so many things in life that is noise. And if we get stuck on noise, we don't able to have time to live for the things that matters. I really love the saying that we need to major in major things, because sometimes we start to majoring on minor things, that noise. So knowing yourself really builds that mental strength and resilience. Number five is purpose and direction. When you deeply understand your strengths, your interests, your deeper why, your reason of doing things, you stop changing generic things and you start pursuing the things that truly matter, is truly meaningful, fulfilling, is the best version of your success. You just don't follow the path, you create the path that's really aligned the most with who you want to be, who you are, and what makes you feel that you are waking up every single moment without alarm, because that's motivates you to you're looking forward to wake up because you know that you will be able to really do something that you care about. And that's why I truly believe that when people working 12, 14 hours, 16 hours, sometimes it's that's the most inspiring things for them is that's coming from it's not coming from disappointment or desperation. It comes from a deep desire to improve and get better and really loving what you do. Number six is better relationships. Better relationships is a lot of times comes just from being a stronger to yourself, knowing what you like, what you don't like, what triggers you, creating boundaries, healthy boundaries, being able to communicate those boundaries. So those things really create better relationships. So boundaries are very important because when you have those boundaries and you have those non-negotiables, at that moment you're able to say like, who are compatible to me? Because sometimes we need to really stop trying to be with others that that we want, and sometimes we need to ask like, what do I really attract that is the best for me? I think that's very, very important. And last one, number seven, is freedom from self sabotage. Freedom from self sabotage. So when we know ourselves, we know our patterns, we know our beliefs, and sometimes we're able to rewrite them because our beliefs, our thoughts about ourselves are not helping us, not improving us, not helping us to really get to another level. So that means we need to rewrite our patterns, our habits, our patterns, our thought processes that we could really pursue the bigger vision. Because probably the sad part and most difficult part that most beliefs are in subconscious. So unconsciously, you're making decisions. You were having that belief in you for so long that you act on that belief without thinking on it. It's like exactly with the driving. After a while, you don't think about it, you just act. And the same thing with beliefs that drives our life. We don't think about it, we just act. And that's why it's very, very important to really work very hard to self-aware, understand those patterns, stop those patterns, change those patterns, and really make sure that those internal blocks, those limiting beliefs, is not changing our path anymore. And it's like I will rebuild myself, I transform myself, evolve to a new person with new patterns to really make sure that we're able to achieve bigger success. So I hope that you reflect this out because this is just a massive topic. I spent a lot of time to reflect. I was reflecting what kind of skills do you want to have, what kind of roles you want to have, what kind of things I want to have, what the lives I want to have, what kind of person I want to be in so many different areas. And I think that when I build that understanding of myself that I'm far, 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 far from where I would love to be, but I'm much, much better. And I think that that allowed me to have more confidence and allowed me to really make decisions based on who I really want to be, not based on other people who they think how I was supposed to be. I think that that's a big, big distinction between really being able to say that maybe some people, as said, that some people might not understand my decisions. The most important thing in life is understanding my own decisions. I really feel good about them. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.